Hello, I'm George Romero, and you're watching the Abernathy Project.
Put him in a body bag, Johnny! Put him in a fucking body bag!
I don't think in the history of zombie cinema has there been a more recognizable, influential face. And it's a damn shame it took them so long to make an action figure of him, but someone stepped up. And here we have today, bam, Bub, the man, the zombie. This little company out of Long Island, New York, decided to step in, and this company's name is Amok Times. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Amoktimes. Some of you guys might recognize that name from other places, but they decided that they were going to get into the action figure market, and the high-end action figure market at that. And they started off their campaign with none other than the King Zombie himself, Bub, from Day of the Dead. So, right off the bat, thank you, Amok Times, for bringing us a Bub. Took me forever to find this figure, but it was well worth it. There's also a figure of Dr. Tongue, they're calling him, from Day of the Dead. The zombie in the very beginning that has the missing mouth and the really flayed Doc Emmett Brown hair. I haven't picked him up because I felt like the price tag they were asking for was a bit too steep for just some miscellaneous zombie. I felt that paying the 20 bucks and change was justified with Bub and not so much with Dr. Tongue. But, you know, if someone's out there has an extra Dr. Tongue and wants to trade, then you know how we get down in Abernathy. Send us your figures, we'll send you our women. But anyway, let me get into the figure itself. Now, the tricky thing about this figure is that right off the bat, you can see that Bub is chained to his base. So getting a good look at him is going to be difficult because you can see right there, this guy isn't going anywhere. Again, I can't really say much of anything. This is a dead-on accurate sculpt. And if you guys don't believe me, then here's a screen cap to give you guys a little reference. The one thing I may have a bit of a complaint with is that the legs are a bit thin and emaciated. Like, for a man this size, you would think there'd be more bulk to his legs. But if he's a decaying zombie, then maybe the infection came from his legs. Maybe he got infected in the legs, and that's why they're withering away faster than his torso. Or it could be that he's just wearing so many layers, because he is wearing a jacket and a shirt and a t-shirt underneath. Could be that he's just well layered on the top, and these might be your fashionable skinny jeans that all the blokes are wearing nowadays. As you can see, sculpted in, and this is hard plastic, this isn't soft plastic, the tear in his jacket, and you can see the shirt underneath that. Then there's another tear right here, as you can see. And then one thing that I found, and this is something that I've taken from my review of the Butcher, the buttons are sculpted onto the back of the jacket, whereas if you guys saw my Butcher review, they were just sort of drawn on in paint, but the detailing sculpting wise is top notch here. I think this sculpt shines more in the paint detailing than in the sculpt itself, but still very well done. The legs are sculpted legs, you know, you've seen them a million times. The shoes are sculpted nicely, but there really isn't anything to say about them, and yeah, that's strange being that I seem like a guy that has like a ridiculous foot fetish always talking about the shoes, but whatever. So yeah, really cool sculpt. Really dead on. Actor accurate. And I don't know what more I can say, except that I am mightily impressed. The paint's where this guy really shines. As you can see with the pants, they're a black denim, but there's wash throughout the entire figure to to give it a nice worn down denim look. So kudos to Amok Times for really putting in the work, this being their debut product. Again, we all know Bub wore a denim jacket, and as you can see, look at all the wear and all the wash that's put in there. It doesn't look like any other material but worn down denim, and you could see it more so in the front because of how they painted the tabs in. Just a worn down denim jacket, really nifty paint job, fantastic, thumbs up. I mean, the depth of shading in this figure is remarkable. It's well, way and beyond the Call of Duty. So, even in the arms, like I said in the Land of the Dead figures, a lot of the times, especially with the Blade figure, the torso was more impressive than the arms. The arms seemed to be something they felt they could skimp on, but here, just utterly amazing, great work. Amok Times, I look forward to your Elvira figure this year. He's rocking that pale hue in his hands, and I'm sorry for the clicking, but because he's chained to his base, he keeps clicking to my table. What's kind of weird is, paint-wise, this is the collar right here that's chaining him to the base. This is supposed to be his flesh tone right here, but this looks really flat, and there's no detailing there. It's just gray, and it doesn't even look like the same flesh tone in the face. So it leads people to believe that there's a shirt there, that he's wearing a shirt. So that's kind of iffy paint-wise, but nothing really to complain about. I mean, even the detailing in the collars and in the undershirt and everything is just there. It's just a wonderful piece from head to toe. They did not skimp on the sculpt. They did not skimp on the paint. There really are no complaints that a person can offer for this figure. Even the hair looks really nice. It's not too heavy in the brown. You know, sometimes characters who have lighter hair, manufacturers have a hard time determining what their hair color should be, and sometimes they even screw it up. Like anyone that collected Mezco's Hellboy 2, the Golden Army series, know that Selma Blair does not have brown hair, but that figure did, so I don't know what the hell is going on with that. Detail in the under eyes, you can see the bags that the person obviously lived with before they started to decay. Once again, they have the separation of the teeth because they're shriveling up and rotting away. They have this sort of black shading in between all the wrinkles of the face. The wrinkles in the forehead, the smile lines on the mouth, the sinewy parts and shrinking and sagging skin on the jaw and on the chin. The paint actually accentuates the sculpt, and that's the way it should be. Head is on a swivel. Now you guys, it looks like it might be on the ball, but it's not. If you try to cock his head forward or back, it'll pop it right out the socket. But you could, fortunately, if it's a clean pop, you'll be able to pop it right back in with no problems. But you could very well just break the head of the figure, and that would just suck. Shoulders are ball hinged, and they go up about that much. And they turn 360, but it's very difficult because of the jacket. They go down and swivel at the wrist. Same deal with this arm. In the midsection of the it's kind of awkward looking when you turn it like that. And there is no leg articulation whatsoever. No leg, no knee, no ankle articulation, no leg articulation, whatever. Because he's just meant to stand at his base pretty much. And that's how all of you are going to pretty much display him. He comes with an alternate right arm, and this is for when you use the accessory of the tape deck that you guys recognize from the film. You could put his hand up to his ear so it's like he's listening. Unfortunately, I used my tape deck for my custom tank girl, so Bub is SOL, but I'll try and provide you guys with some sort of reference. Bub also comes with a gun, as you can see, because he's a gun-toting zombie. The original. He comes with a bucket of zombie chum, which is just human entrails and whatever. And the one accessory that he comes with that's arguably the niftiest, but it's going to be a bitch to hold on to, and I obviously lost mine. He comes with a little tiny disposable shaving razor. Pretty cool accessory, just difficult to hold on to. Do I recommend this figure? Hell yeah, I recommend this figure. But you don't need my convincing, and you don't need my review to convince you. If you are a fan of George Romero's zombie universe, you already own this guy. And I mean that. If you are an avid fan, not even an avid fan, if you are a die-hard Romero fan, you own a bub. And that's all there is to it. If you're one of those people who don't worry. I won't tell. And I'll distract everyone while you go out and get one and pretend you've had it for a very long time. So you could be cool like one of us. But until next time, this has been an action figure review. You guys have been great. You guys are the greatest subscribers, viewers in the world, hands down.